know it's heavy haul HQ. Rolling with the crew, moving those big loads. Yeah, you know how we do. We got the ribs, the power and the mic. From dawn to dusk, we own the night. Oversized loads ain't nothing but a thing. Got the trailer stretched out, feel the metal sing.
It's me, Gabe, with Heavy Haul HQ. I was going to show y'all some really cool products from binders, chains, hooks, and some really cool specialty hooks that I could take a bet that you've probably never seen before. I know sometimes I get a lot of pushback on these things, but it's like me showing you something and then you find the place to use it. So let's go ahead and take a look. So this one is really cool. It's a 1/2-inch chain, grade 100, with a 1/2-inch cradle grab hook. And what it means by cradle grab hook is when it locks into itself, that little notch right there kind of seats that chain in there so it doesn't slide out of the fixture. The next one is a really cool product. This is a quick binder by Peerless. These are a 12K capacity, 3/8 to 1/2-inch, grab hook on both sides. But normally when you see 3/8 to 1/2, it'll be a 9,200 pound capacity. This one will be a 12K capacity. The big mama of these is 1/2-inch to 5/8, and it'll have around a 18,000. I think they call it 18,100 pound capacity. I thought they were American made. They're absolutely not. They're made in China, but people say they last a really long time. And I actually have these in an aftermarket version that looks absolutely identical. I mean, same color, same style, same quality from what I can tell. Only difference is they're about 50% cheaper. So those are really cool. If you're hauling specialty stuff, normally this will be for overhead, crane, and rigging, but this is called a Foundry hook. So you can see it has a huge mouth, even bigger than the slip hook. This is a 1/2-inch with a clevis, hammerlock clevis in there. And then we have it on, as like an example for customers, we have it on grade 70 transport chain. Typically you would see it back with like this here, this grade 100 chain. This little devil is gonna blow your mind. You don't see these every day. This is called a chain shortener. So it kind of looks like this. If it's, grade 100, 1/2-inch. And what's unique about it is this part right here will shorten a chain. So for all intents and purposes, you could grab into a chain anywhere on a 20, 30 foot piece of chain and shorten it and get your proper rigging from there. That thing's so cool. The next one is a love-hate relationship. This is called a frame hook by Miller Industries. We got a lot of positive feedback and a lot of negative feedback. I feel like most of the negative feedback is coming from a place of misunderstanding. So let me kind of show you why I think this could be good for some securement purposes. If you were trying to bite onto the side of something with a frame hook, we'll kind of swing this outrigger out. When you bite into there, you can see how it's loading the tip of the hook. That's not ideal, it'll break off, and then your load's in the interstate, on the ground, wherever. With these frame hooks, as it bites into there, or goes into there, this frame is a little thin, but it's gonna allow it to get deeper into the throat of the hook. And then people are asking, do they slide? Yes, of course they do slide, but as you got to a point, for instance, this outrigger, you could then pull your chain in whichever orientation you needed, providing you a secure grip via the frame hook. These are kind of expensive. They come one frame hook, one hammer lock, and I think they're around $190, $196. This next product is a little unique, and it comes in a couple of varieties. One of them being the orientation of grab hook one side, slip hook on the other. So then you could kind of secure that to whatever you needed with a big mouth on it on the one side and grab hook on the other. They also have these available with a grab hook and a slip hook here. And so those are an interesting product that could help a lot of people in the specialized equipment transport industry. And then the very last thing is just a traditional binder. This one's 1/2 to 5/8, So usually you'll see them somewhere in the capacity of about 13,000 pounds, including this one. This one's 13,000 pounds. That's why I said it makes it unique. Those yellow handled ones, they'll be 18,000, so you get a higher grade material. And a lot of times the higher grade material is going to equate to you're putting less of the maximum force on it, therefore it lasts in the field a little bit longer. Like in this case, this one will hook right into the frame on this one. But there's some trailers that have a really thick upper flange on their side rail. All right, so we're back inside. I'm gonna go out to the shop and show you one of the trailers, one of the use cases that a lot of people complain about. I don't wanna say complain, but a lot of people talk about why they need a frame hook, style hook. So right here behind me is the Landoll 855. This thing is the most crazy big trailer. It is an absolute tank. There's no heavier duty one than this. Let's take a look at it real quick. So the side rail on this joker is like a full inch. So even this frame hook will not fit into there. And golly, we've been doing a lot of Apatong flooring lately. We've always done a lot of Apatong flooring. It's one of the jobs I like the most. But it seems like everybody's been coming to get Apatong floor lately. So that's a 55 MX there. It's the workhorse that everybody always says they can't get nothing to fit over the side rail. But this hook will fit there. So the workhorse, the Fontaine workhorse, is like they call it a 55 LCC, so it's got an 18-inch loaded deck height. Y'all probably remember, I'm gonna flip you all around. I mean, I stepped in a bunch of mud. Anyways, you've probably seen from previous videos, the Lamborghini green one. Yeah, this is a 55 LCC. So on this trailer, it has about it don't look like no half inch. It has 5/8. But at least this will give you the point. So it'll fit down. I'm not recommending using it in a keyhole, obviously, but this kind of shows you here. Because in a keyhole, what that's made for, the chain falls through and then locks in, and then you can secure your load that way. So these trailers are amazing, but for some of the older school people that don't have that as an option, if I can get that back out of there without scratching the paint, you could potentially swing open your outrigger, go to the side rail. It's going to lock in at that outrigger, and then you could cross chain your chains or do whatever fancy chaining technique that the super truckers have taught you. Just to give you a little bit of motivation for the day, remember competence with a P is what builds confidence. So you got to stop looking for get rich quick, easy money, build your level of skill, and then remember, the long way is the shortcut. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Yo, it's Hefty Hall HQ, rolling with the crew, moving those big loads. Yeah, you know how we do. We got the ribs, the power and the mic. From dawn to dusk, we own the night. Oversized loads ain't nothing but a thing. Got the trailer stretched out, feel the metal sing. Trucks on the highway, flexing the muscle. Heavy haul nation, we hustle and